Well, in his first national news conference of the year, Prime Minister Trudeau says Canadians will have to sacrifice yet again for a couple of months, but that the spring would be better off for it. So a plane full of partiers en route to Mexico a couple days ago didn't sit well with him. This is video taken during a chartered flight from Montreal to Cancun, Mexico on December 30th. The video shows almost every passenger maskless, drinking, vaping, and getting real close. And that provoked the Prime Minister to comment.
I'm extremely frustrated. We know how hard people have worked to keep themselves safe, to limit their family gatherings at Christmas time, to wear masks, to get vaccinated, to do all the right things. And it's a slap in the face to see people putting themselves, putting their fellow citizens, putting airline workers at risk.
Yesterday, Sunwing canceled the group's return flight back to Quebec, saying the passengers refused to sign off on conditions to board. Today, another carrier, Air Transat, announced it's barring any of the passengers from the original Sunwing trip on any of their jets. The incident is also being investigated by Transport Canada. As for the rest of the country, the federal health minister says a rapid test restock is on its way.
Additional 140 million rapid tests will be delivered to provinces and territories in the month of January.
Jean-Yves Duclos says that's enough for, on average, one test per person per week for this month. And that's 20 million more tests than were delivered all of last year. And this is just for January. Prime Minister Trudeau says the federal government is doing its part to navigate the latest COVID wave fueled by Omicron.
To make sure that there are enough rapid tests, enough vaccines, enough treatments, enough income supports, enough border controls.
He adds that it's still up to Canadians to manage the wave.
We have to hunker down. We have to pull together. And it gets better in a few months. We're looking at a better spring.
And as Ontario enters its latest lockdown today, Finance Minister Chrystia Freeland announced an extension to the lockdown support measures for businesses and employees.
If you are a worker in a part of the country that is locked down or subject to 50% capacity restrictions, and if you have lost 50% or more of your income as a direct result of those restrictions, you can be eligible to receive $300 a week.
This as hospitals struggle to operate with dwindling bed availability and more staff isolating at home due to COVID. Trudeau says his government hasn't been holding back money for healthcare.
We have, since the beginning of this pandemic, invested around $63 billion in healthcare supports on top of the usual healthcare transfers that we send to the provinces.
Canada's top doctor, Theresa Tam, says that at this point there is no talk of changing the definition of fully vaccinated to include the booster dose. With that, while boosters have been approved for kids 12 to 17 in the United States, Dr. Tam says at this point no discussion of that have occurred with Canada's immunization agency.